Alright guys, welcome to another Better Academy stream. Today we've got ourselves T3 Deathwatch versus Reforged. Lot on the line for this game. If Deathwatch drops a single map, they are eliminated from playoffs. So, lot is on the line as now we're going to be heading in. First map of today is going to be Ilios.
Alright, before we get this all popping, we got a special day today. It's Time Bomb's dad's birthday, so I'd like to throw a huge shout out to him. Happy 52nd birthday, Jerry. You have a great night. Let's get this popping.
The old man here, getting ready. Time Bomb's old dad. Yeah, there we go. So first map we're gonna be here. We're gonna be starting on Ruins. You know, a pretty heavy brawl map, but also works a lot out for snipers if either team want to run that out. What do you expect to see here from these teams, Ponzi?
I know Deathwatch is debating whether or not they're gonna want to run like a double shield or the Rein Zarya. I'm sure I'm gonna see a Rein Zarya with some range damage. I'm hoping they'll make it across the second half a point and get up close to that ramp on the other side. That's a great spot for a Rein Zarya to start from.
Absolutely.
It looks like we are seeing, the Reaper Sombra Rushdown comp. This is a really powerful comp if they run this right, and this may be exactly what they need to run against this Widow. That's going to be down to these supports not getting picked by this Widowmaker. So let's see what
They
happens.
can just rush down the rest of the team before Forge gets a chance. That can really set them up for success. And now the game's going to be starting, and both teams full throttle. Very similar comps, the only difference being the DPS of Widow and Tracer versus Reaper and Sombra. Deathwatch is going to be playing on this left side of point for them by the statue, getting high gun control, but point control isn't made for Reforged. As Reinhardt's hacked, that's going to be signal to go. Yoko charges in, has the bubble, and Solar Shockwave falls already, and that is going to be a quick fight for Deathwatch 1, and it should be, unless someone's able to turn it around. Royal Yoko
They pulled that back
the
to
Tracer.
fight.
Yeah, they waited a little bit, and now it's going to be Deathwatch on. They're going aggressive. They're going all the way to the spawn, but they're going to be holding out the choke now. You know, Pluto has that high energy now. It's going to be hard for them to break through this now. But Raptor is in favor of Zedong. And now Deathwatch is going to be cutting back to the point. We're getting some natural cover. Hack is being looking for Sticky. Early Coalescence is going to be pushing Forged back, and now they're in behind, so the fight's mixed. Right now it's in the advantage of the Forge, but the beat comes out to try to even things out, and they find Matey. And that's already going to be, I think, another fight won for Deathwatch.
That was a good use of the beat there. I mean, you could have saved it, maybe had that fight questionably won, but they just, put that final nail in the coffin. They hit that beat, amp speed, and just rushed them down. I mean, they're gonna have free grab coming up here for Reforged, so we'll see how they play against it. A well-timed EMP could be exactly what they need to stop this.
Yeah, an early EMP is gonna set this up for the last fight if they can do that. But there's the grab from Pluto. They're gonna use Coalescence, and they actually don't use it to keep up. Royal Yoker finds Synergix, and Pluto falls, and now that's gonna be cleaning up Deathwatch now. Only grab used from Deathwatch, but very important. Paco did not have to use that beat, and now he's gonna have to hide. He's gonna have to hide for this.
Yeah, no, sticking money for the EMP. They found him, and they said that grab him in anyway. But
now
we're gonna see an EMP.
Yeah, where they're running the farmers now, they identified that it's only really McCree, so that's a 4-man EMP combined with the Shatter, and that's going to be both tanks already falling. The beat was not able to save either tank, and now Hoggle himself is now falling. And now Deathwatch should just clean this up, and it's going to be less by territory, maybe hacked up, and that's a very quick turnaround from Deathwatch.
Reforged just got this Tracer in the back line. I'd like to see what they do.
Now, last fight territory. Hiding back a little bit. Yogurt gets the bubble. Solar Shockwave already so low. Falls early. That's so bad for Reforged. Now they're gonna have to have the scrappy fight with no main tank, but that's already pretty down. High noon and trying to save things. Brings very weak. It maybe get taken down. Yogurt gets pulse bombed, but it's just not enough. There's not enough bodies on point. And that should be the first round for Deathwatch.
It was a solid round out there. It was solid use of ults. You know, not giving the enemy team a lot to work with. Deathwatch looks like they're ready to win.
Oh yeah, they are ready to go. They're playing high tempo, not giving Reforged an ounce of mercy here. That EMP shatter was just really was really good. You know, the beat couldn't save the tanks. I don't even think it came out in time because of how fast they were melted.
No, the round was dead instantly.
Yeah. Good focus target. Good combos. And now it's gonna be this. What Deathwatch is gonna be running the same thing sort of the beginning, but now Reforged is running the Wrecking Ball into this Zarya, and now have an Ana Mercy, and just almost everything is different except Solar Shockwave that is gonna be sticking on the run. You know, Deathwatch with that Luciar is gonna have like the initial point for instance, getting on a point first, but the spam advantage is gonna be heavily in favor of Reforged, but that doesn't even matter. They just melt down the tanks. Solar Shockwave gets hacked. I honestly think that the Reinhardt might be a bit of an outlier with this comp, so on top of the Symmetra.
What they were doing there looked good on paper, but they just did not execute that properly. Their Pharah needed to be way more aggressive on this team, and they needed to pincer him just a little bit better. But I do like what they were going for with that TP to point.
Yeah. And now they're going to be swapping a bit. Now it's going to be the Hanzo, but Pago falling early is not good. They actually also find Solar, but only going down, you know, they can't push up to clean up these kills. They're going to have to wait for that respawn. Hopefully, this might be Reforged's their chance to push now, because Tommy isn't quite back yet, and this far is in the sky, ready to deal some massive damage. Coming up on the barrage pretty soon, but Sticky very close to that crucial EMP. If they can just use EMP to win the fight, it'll be really good. And Sticky actually falls, but you know, trading out that Reinhardt is big, and now Pluto getting some final blows himself. You know, fighting both tanks, and that's going to be another reset from Reforged. And now the ult economy is very in favor of Deathwatch right now.
Yeah, that was a solid follow-up on that backline pressure. Both DPS came in, dropped some backline pressure. Their team wheeled back to go catch these people out of position, and the front line just came in and took advantage of that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, very light.
Oh, Stinky.
EMP. They did not seem to be ready for that EMP. Despite what they're committing, and they might still playing this fight. The Coalescence comes out, Barrage finds Pluto. But the kills are already there for Deathwatch.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that EMP just shook them up a little bit, you know.
Yeah, it was a zoning EMP. But now they have the Chef Shadow. They have there's the dragon to try and fill some space, but it actually doesn't really force much space at all. It doesn't really catch anyone. You know, Bro Yoga on point has the Mercy Pocket. G-Money forced to use that Wraith Form. And there's the Blossom. Try and get rid of that big man. Blossom. That's going to be a wrap, here, I think, for and Deathwatch so clean on that first map. They won playoffs, and that's Ilias.
Yes.
Very strong start.
Yeah, that was some solid play, pretty much all around, other than that EMP out of Deathwatch. Reforged looks like they need to just shore up their front lines a little bit. It just seems like their front lines are down.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're gonna be coming back shortly on our next match, which I believe is Temple of Anubis. So we'll catch you in a bit. Heart and Moira and Sombra, but some different stuff here from the rest of the stuff from Deathwatch.
Interesting look out of Reforged here.
Yeah,
The Winston Hog.
you know, very chaotic. When I think of this, I think you take advantage of just the chaos and the mobility and maybe some one-shot potential, right? You have lots of spam with that Widow and Junk. the hog can do lots of damage when Sin is there. And look at that, that's a good sort of pick. I think that was a trap there that Sticky cannot see, but they're gonna get through here, and they're probably gonna get the res on the Sticky. Yeah, they are. They're gonna be in here just fine. Money looks like he's getting ready to set up to do some damage. You know, he's in a position where the Widowmaker can't really see him too well. And is actually going to be going towards the left flank. You know, this Winston here, Solar, he's holding strong. Holding choke, he's going to have to drop off the high ground. Deathwatch already have this high ground, this first segment. But, you know, lots of people Deathwatch are still sitting on the high ground. Early Immortality already used. They fall too low, and G-Money's getting on this Widow and finds the pick. I don't think that res is going to be possible. They're going to camp that res. The Mercy, Doppio's so weak. His Solar Runway falling, and that's already 2 down. Deathwatch is strong. Royal Yogurt falls. This is the supports left trying to fight for themselves, you know, trying to maybe turn something around, but I think that's already the first point unlocked here.
Hello. Yep, we're seeing a swap here from the Monkey to the Reinhardt on Reforged. And the Widow to a McCree. Ooh, they're gonna match the double shield.
Yeah, they're actually swapping to a very similar thing. I thought straight from the beginning the Baptiste pick was interesting. You know, you have a lot of ways to save yourself from ultimates, but you know, in that split up comp is very rough. But now they're gonna be playing a bit more of a brawling, which is where the Baptiste really is unable. But the ultimates from Deathwatch, they're almost all available. They're all just 30% or less away from coming online. Sticky is going to be pushing in, trying to finish up this last charge. The flashbang comes out. G-Money gets caught out of position. The res, I don't think will be possible, but there's still a pick coming out. Zedong falls to the Coalescence, and Tony's fighting pick after pick. Gravitic Flux. EMP to clear everyone else out, and I mean, that Gravitic Flux with Pluto was just really big on top of the Coalescence.
Good
a bit of stalling here from the Mercy. Yeah, the Valkyrie is actually going to be being able to buy some time. And the shatter from Yelp is really big, but I think the bodies from Reforged are going to get here. And yeah, that's going to be it. That was critical from Doppio. That Valkyrie stall point and wait for everyone to come back was really good, because then they were able to throw their ults out.
Yep, that was big. That and then the money hesitating with that Pharah ult.
Let's fight!
Interesting.
Yeah. They're gonna have this ult, and it looked like it was almost Deathwatch there, but now they're gonna be pushing up. They have the barrage. If they can find something with that, it's good. Deathwatch, not many ultimates, but at the same time, only Shatter available for Reforged. So it's actually quite an even fight, and I would even say that Deathwatch has the advantage in ults here. Lots of them are about halfway or more. They're going to be pushing down the main. G-Money looking to get in a position, but Sticky falls early. That's not what you want. Deathwatch looking to be backing out now. No grip falls. Now they're just going to be cleaning up here with Forged. Pluto trying to escape with his life. I think he will be able to. You know, very, very good pick on a Sticky. I'm not sure how that happened, but it's definitely setting up Deathwatch to lose stuff.
Yeah, I was looking more towards the fair and I was just looking back. Soundwave was down. Looks like they decided not to go main here, which is probably for the better.
Yeah, take a less
need to get this
Yeah, they just walked through here and took way less spam and way faster than before. They're actually going to catch Royal here on the point. There's the barrage, finds one, finds two actually. And he actually is going to live this two. You know, it's one thing to get kills with the barrage, but to get killed with the barrage and live, you know, sometimes that's not always so realistic, and I think that's going to be Deathwatch taking the ball.
Yeah, 256, that's not bad.
Yeah, a bit of a hiccup there, but overall, it worked out really well. And, you know, that really worked out because they were just, you know, the rest, all of the Deathwatch team, besides the Pharah and the Mercy, went right side, avoided any spam and took the attention, while G-Money, with his Mercy pocket, went on the flank and found the Reinhardt and the Ana to you know, clean up while they were distracted, and then it was just simple wiping out from there. And overall, a good push from Deathwatch.
I'm interested to see what Reforged comes out with to answer that. Because they look like they started to gain a little bit of momentum. It seems like they're starting to, like, get their footing a little bit against this team, so...
Ready for battle.
For sure.
I'm interested.
They're going to be sticking with the Sticky's going to be playing the Ashe, and G-Money's sticking with the Pharah. You know, I've never really seen much Sticky Grundle's Ashe, because usually you'd expect G-Money to be on them, but they clearly want to be running this Far Mercy, so they're just going to be running Sticky, that consistent damage, play with the team a bit, while G-Money does things just causing extra spam damage.
Yeah,
No, this is a
I think
very
this
spammy
pharmacy.
comp.
Yeah, I think this pharmacy could be very devastating for the dive that we're about to see. So we have
especially if they
the
stick
Monkey
with this.
Ball, Somber Reaper Rushdown dive. I'm interested. This could be either exactly what they need or a very big flop.
Depends on how fast they play. If they play too slow, they're gonna fall victim to the farmers. Fall quickly. Zedong already. Oh, Zedong gets charged. Yelkrip with a perfect pin. Brings him down to 1 health. Isn't able to finish him. Pluto gets hacked up. Not expecting to hack there, and they're still gonna be living here. And Roy Ogre falls to Yelkrip. Oh, the Reaper. Generally thought of as a tank counter, but when it comes to Yelkrip, he counters the Reapers. You know, Zedong have health, looking for a bit of a flank here, but Solar Shockwave falls, and now this is going to be Reforged, looking to probably reset. Chatterbox looks to be building this EMP charge before he gets out.
Yeah, I'm surprised they took that fight. I mean, they went down really hardcore on that Reaper. That's most of their applied damage.
Yeah, they
And
really
they're
finished the
still
fight.
changing.
Yeah, they're actually getting really late staggers, Deathwatch. They're just, you know, Reforged didn't back out, and now they're paying the price, and now they're gonna have to already be down a minute and almost 20 seconds on the clock. You know, 2 minutes 40 seconds left. It's still doable. It's just one fight lost, and you know Zedong's gonna have this minefield here, but G-Money almost has the barrage. The coalescence is coming behind. Everyone on Deathwatch. Slam, they knocked Pluto down. He's a good of a great slam combo. Sticky's gonna be using his ults, and now Toby falls to Royal in the backline, finds a pick. And Royal Yoker, G-Money's in his face, but Royal Yoker still finds the headshot. Yelkrip has a shatter, but I think they're just gonna be looking to lose this point. That honestly was a really good play to knock Pluto off the high ground and focus them down.
Yeah, absolutely can't open by the ball. And then that Widowmaker came in, saved that with the headshot on Atomi there. I mean, with that coalescence, that would have kept Yelkrip up on point, burn those aggressors down. That headshot was critical.
Absolutely.
Both of those plays there, very clean.
Yeah, that's what you want from this dive comp with this Widowmaker and Ball. You know, this is what you want from it. And now they're actually in a really good position to maybe cap with time, maybe more time than Deathwatch. But you know, that's not what you want to be set up for. Ball's gonna be coming out. G-Money just looking to find Solar Shockwave on the Winston, Solar Barrage, and now this is gonna be a fight win from Deathwatch. There's no one. They weren't really given a chance to snowball Reforged. Chatterbox falls early, but they still have so many ultimates here.
Yeah, G-Money started that with that barrage, and that's most of what I like to see. I do always love to see a team dropping an ult out first. I mean, if Reforged would have came in with their ults first, I think they would have had a lot more traction going on there.
Yeah, for sure. G-Money swapping over to this Reaper. Yolk's in a spot looking for the flank turn, and I don't think Reforged know. They don't
they have
see
no
the Reinhardt,
clue.
but they don't know they have zero clue. Oh, he just shatters the coalescence. G-Money falls though. It takes a bit long for that to get much done. And actually, people on Deathwatch are falling. B comes out for the big flux though. Does a lot of damage. The B is able to keep everyone alive though. Tomi gets rest though. That's gonna be critical. Yolk falls, but I think the respawns will be an advantage here for Deathwatch. So unless Reforged is able to clean up really quickly, it's unlikely with this brawl comp with a Moira. That's gonna be another fight loss.
Yeah. That was a solid plus there out of Pluto, right in the middle of that dogfight.
Yeah, didn't
was
find
anybody's
much, but
game there.
forced that beat.
Forced the beat, immobilized a few, allowed Deathwatch to spread out a little bit and get their footing again.
And because that fight lasted quite a while, Sticky has this EMP. You know, both teams have an ultimate that can be really critical for winning a fight here. That minefield can be a deadly ultimate when positioned in the right spot. And Tomi falling, really, that's not good. The headshot. Royal Eager has been doing so much this round, so many headshots found. EMP finds 3, and they focus down Solar Shockwave. Solar Shockwave has been just being abused this game. So many hacks onto him, so much focus. G-Money, 1 health, takes out Zedong. And the Coalescence is able to keep everyone sustained. Roy Ogre trying to find picks in these fights, but this doesn't seem enough for Reforged to win.
Yeah, that's a darn shame. I mean, he got a great headshot on the main support. They had all the momentum in their favor, and that EMP just cut him down to close.
Yeah, focusing down Solar Shockwave was just so brutal. Now, 2 minutes left. It's still not the worst, but their ult economy is kind of wavering. G-Money has this Blossom. If he just finds a pick or two with it, it can be really good. And wow, Yelbrab with the charge catches out Doppio, and that's gonna be a reset. You know, Sticky falls. And actually, several picks are coming out here. But unless
See a turnaround
they're
right
actually,
here.
yeah, a bit of an overstep. G-Money blossoms, finds one, and honestly, I think that one pick's gonna be enough because the respawn
that's the save
from Deathwatch. You know, there's the hack on the Solar Shockwave. It was almost really good from Reforged, but G-Money says he realizes that if he can just find one pick, that's the fight, and he does. He finds Paco. And that was it. Good Death Blossom. It wasn't so flashy, but it found what it needed to.
Yeah.
Minute left.
Looks to be a stagger here on the Sombra.
Oh, and
not
that's...
what you like to see.
You'll have 54 seconds left on the time bank, and now you're waiting for a respawn from your Sombra. And look at the ults for Deathwatch. Both tank ults. Sticky 70 to this EMP. Support ults are going to come up any seconds. I mean, this is looking like an overtime push here.
A well-timed EMP for Reforged here. That's going to be a fight.
Could work really well. It definitely could. Oh, G-Money falls with Solar Shockwave, I think, is the more critical pick here because they're not going to be able to push without their main tank. And now that's going to be this is going to be the one final reset. Y'all going for this flank shatter, but they already know.
Here comes an EMP.
One of the charge. EMP, they're going to get set up. Here it comes any second now. They're going to get this ready. But Yelbrab is cut off there. And that's a big EMP. However, from Shatter, but Yelbrab from charge Shatter Box. And I think unless some absolute clutch up comes out, it's gonna be done. But the B is cut off by Sticky's EMP. And I think that's gonna be another clean map from Deathwatch. Victory.
Yeah, a little less decisive there, but still there were some solid plays on either end. I mean, I can't tell if there's a breakdown of communication on the front line of Reforged or what. If they can just shore up their front line a little bit more, they're going to be putting up a very strong fight here.
Yeah, well, that was once again Deathwatch taking the second map 2-0. We're going to be right back with our third map. Alright guys, we're back for our third map, King's Row. Deathwatch fighting for their playoff spot. They have to 4-0 to guarantee that spot for them. And so far, they're looking strong. Took the first 2 maps with pretty cleanly for the most part. They had a couple hiccups, but for the most part, they've been playing really well. Front line, back line, everyone seems to be on a pretty similar page here.
Yeah. Aside from a couple of headshots onto the supports, they're ready. They're just engines are roaring right now. But I mean, this is still anybody's game. All Reforged has to do is just shore up their front line, and this is going to be a dogfight through and through.
Yeah, and every map is Deathwatch's last map. If they lose a single map, there's no turning back. They lose their shot at playoffs. Every single map, starting from Ilios all the way to the end, it's gonna be a fight for their lives. And they've been showing up so far, and they're gonna be on the defense starting here. They're gonna have Sticky on the main. They've been doing a really good job of just shutting down Solar Shockwave. He's had no breathing all game. And if they are able to wall him off and focus him down, that's gonna be on the other side, Cordy's gonna be running the Hanzo. It looks like they're gonna be playing for Grab Dragon. Very popular combo. Just to, one combo to win a fight.
Smooth.
Now it's
on Zarya.
Yeah, that was a good wall into the charge. It brought them down so low, and they'd have used resources. And Pluto finds Zarya early, and Pluto's just pushing up. He's just demolishing right now. G-Money clicking heads too. And Hellgrab already almost has that shatter. That was a really good wall from Sticky. Honestly, I think a big part of that was on the back of Sticky's wall.
Yeah, absolutely. That wall can open that fight. I mean, now we have a 90 to 50 essentially shatter difference. I don't even know if they know he has it.
Yeah, and also the Coalescence is already ready for time. They just start, and there it is, they start the fight off. Shatters a wall, you know, not what he wants to see, but it doesn't really matter because G-Money with his Mercy Pocket can do so much damage. Cordy fighting Tomy though. That's gonna be res quickly though. And that's Young Rep, a little bit of an overextension. No, I get a message from Fennec for some reason, but that is going to be a rough fight. But now, they finally get to push up and Pluto just melts down Zedon. The Bob's gonna come out and try to do some damage. Pluto contesting, not getting taken. Shatterbox finds him. That's critical. That's both of their primary damage dealers are already down, and I think that's going to be Reforged turning this around and taking first point.
Yeah, it's going to be a first point tank. Ideally, you'd like to see the grab come out there for the Rhine to come back in. Maybe catch 2 or 3, isolate them.
I have made a mistake. I did not swap casters. If you wanna take it away from me for a second. It's my fault.
Yeah, absolutely. We're moving on to the street space here. We got G-Money finding the clip on that Bronze over, 30 going down. A fat wall coming in from Sticky to grab, and that's going to be a bow tie on this fight. Deathwatch coming in strong to put the pressure back in on the streets, and looks like they're going all the way here.
Yeah, and I'm going to be back now. Pluto finds 2. I've switched the spectators. You know, a rookie mistake from me. And yeah, you know, happens to the best of us. And now this is going to be a really good position to hold here if you're Deathwatch. They're just there's going to be very limited options for Forge to push through. Yellgrab has the Shatter activated on top of Tomy with the Coalescence once again ahead of and Shatter finds 2. No real opportunity to pick up. Shatter finds Pluto, they're going to be focusing down, but the Blizzard, that Blizzard can be so big. You know, they're going to be able to jump out of it, but it split up the team so bad. It doesn't have to find a bunch of freeze targets if it just splits the team in 2.
Absolutely, that's a lot of ults to invest there for just that fight. At any point in that exchange, the Grab Dragon wipes them right out. I mean, they could have run that at any point and turned that right around. Let's see what Reforge has to do with it. I think they're going to come in real fast and just drop it. But it looks like Deathwatch knows they're spreading out pretty well here.
Big grab coming out. Coalescence is going to try and keep him up, but that's grab dragon. You know, and you grab dragon and that's it. That's a fight win.
Yeah, it's a classic.
No support ultimates to really keep anyone alive. Tomy attempted with that Coalescence, but there's no real saving that. With a Coalescence. Dragon just so much damage.
So you have G-Money hanging out the flank though. Ideally,
yeah, if you can get a Dynamite with a Bob. Yeah, they're actually going to be doing that, and he actually fights Pig fighting 40. He throws him down, and there's no res. Bob's going to stop points, and now, here it is, Yellgrab charging in. Bob's going to be charged away, but now, yeah, that's
the damage is done.
Finding that Pig on a 40, it's too late. That's one of your main damage to kill.
That's a semi-ideal situation. Yeah, it's a semi-ideal situation. I mean, ideally, I would have loved to see that happen a little earlier, but it seemed like he was playing it a little bit more safe, just so he didn't get caught out and then rush down.
Potentially just waiting for his team to be in a close position so he doesn't get, you know, caught out if he fails to kill someone.
Playing it safe.
Yeah, and you know, if you're Deathwatch, you really want to play it safe. You want to make sure you can win and catches the tanks and he finds so sharp and everything happens. And yeah, the late B you can't do much of your Paco. He reacts as fast as he can, but Yellgrab instantly focuses down the Solar Shockwave with that charge, and now that's a beat wasted. You know, if it saved Solar Shockwave, yeah, with this Shatter, you know, if that beat came out in time, that could have been potentially dangerous for Yellgrab, but he was able to find Solar Shockwave early. But once again, Reforged are going to be pushing in here. Ultimate's coming online. There's the early Coalescence. That's exactly what you want. Dokio is not going to have that Coalescence. Shatter He's able to not some, but now Yellgrave is so weak and QWERTY is finding pick after pick. Both supports down. Pluto's gonna be finding, he's gonna be answering back. Pluto's clutching up on the Zarya. This is what you want from the Zarya. He's gonna be now melting, trying to focus on that Lucio. And it's gonna be a little bit of a struggle for both teams to punch because Yellgrave is just simply too weak. He has this hold a shield. Oh, and he opens up with Fire Strikes. Just as Toby gets back, and now there's the blizzard actually. That could be critical if they push in. Toby falls though.
They find
But
Ryan.
they're answering back. This is such a scrappy fight. G-Money, that Bob might be just what you need to turn around this fight. Yeah, they're gonna be, they wall off QWERTY, and that's gonna be it. That's gonna be the fight secured. Very clutch from the members of Deathwatch to be able to turn that around after being in such a weak position.
Yeah, that's refreshing to see. I mean, as a tank player myself, when like the tank goes down, it's always refreshing to see your DPS pick up the slack, and that's exactly what they did there. They threw the freeze, they isolated the Reinhardt, burned it down.
It's always good to see it. Here's the big grab. It's not even able to find too many kills. Oh, but the big slam. He finds Solar Shockwave. Grab, or the Dragon's just going to be thrown out because grab is not ready yet. Finds, it's still potentially winnable. There's the grab, but Yellgrave is keeping it up. Yellgrave just has been a monster on the right.
Inspirational shatters.
It up.
Absolutely inspirational.
He identifies that the grab isn't quite enough to finish that fight, but he knows that bubbles and all sort of resources were forced out, and so off the back of that shatter, they hold on second point. Very close indeed, though, because there were several opportunities where Reforged could have turned that around, but it was honestly, it was just the X factor, the clutchness from Deathwatch that was able for them to win fights for Reforged. You think they would have had the advantage, really. They find the first picks, QWERTY finds the picks on the Hanzo, but lots of stuff from I've been so impressed with the front line. Because that's honestly, for a while, that's been a bit of the inconsistent thing with Deathwatch. Sometimes the front line was not always in sync, but you can really feel it this game that Pluto and Yelg know what they want to do and get it done.
I agree. And you can just tell how hungry they are. This is just raw grit winning this game for them.
Yeah, they so desperately wants to 4-0 this game. They know they have it. I think they're in the mindset, and the longer this game is going on, the more it's going to be hurting Reforged's mental. And if they can take this map, you almost have to think it's over for Reforged. But we're not there yet, and it's still winnable for Reforged to full hold here. It's not out of the question.
They have a great looking comp for this defense.
Yeah, absolutely. Lots of good clutch, you have the pocket dash, but G-Money just pressures out. G-Money thinks, Synergix kind of cut off from the far, but it's fine. Toby falling is not good. Wall is going to be there to try and split the ball. Yelk goes in. They actually find the Reinhardt. Both supports down, however, for Deathwatch. But they actually don't even care. They're going to be pushing forward anyway. If they can just grab a tick or two even, this could be really good. Shatterbox on the flank. But Pluto's going to be forcing him out. And Paco goes down to Synergix. He just mercied him. And they're going to cap point A almost that felt like for free. I don't think Reforged had any right to lose that fight. But Deathwatch, once again, they just clutch it up. Both supports were down, right? For Deathwatch, and they just win the fight anyway.
Yeah, no, the right things happened at the right time there. I would have loved to see G-Money secure that pick and then go for the Mei and just assist his front line while that res comes in, because it's kind of be tough to stop a res like that, especially in that small room. Maybe a concussion blows it back, but
and now look at this next fight. Look at the grab ult difference. Pluto already has it already, and Zedong doesn't. He just barely has over 50. And Sticky with a long range ice.
Deathwatch off the cart here, by the way.
Yeah, not really moving the cart, but they're getting on it. Bubble used that early. Killgrab is all the way in their back line. He is on the other side of the map. And And still, it's not actually. This is so dominant for Deathwatch. They're just getting away with murder. They just cannot. Reforged cannot keep up with Deathwatch. It's a high paced, and all these flanks. I think it's gonna be it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. On this replay here, I'm a bit confused at how he even survived. He shattered.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, you see that the shatter comes through on most of the team there, but
then he
did
charged
lift.
in and got slammed. Like he got put on the ground, and
Pluto really showing his stuff here. You could tell
Yeah.
how hungry he is. And I mean, this is Azaria's favorite. I mean, everyone loves this map. Zarya mains especially. Like, this
is where you can play Ryan Zarya at its finest. This is where it's like one of the strongest Ryan Zarya maps, and that's gonna be King's Row 3-0. Deathwatch takes the series, but it's still not over for them. They have to secure Route 66, this final map, to get into playoffs. So we'll be right back here with our final map, Route 66. We are entering our final map for both of these teams. Route 66. The score is 3-0. Deathwatch already secured the win, but that is enough, because this is their game for playoffs. This map, whoever wins this map, wins the series. Wins the series? No. They truly win the series, because whoever wins this map gets into playoffs. Even if Deathwatch win the series and lose this map, they can't make playoffs. So, even though they've already won, they have to keep the momentum up. They have to win this map. It's not an option for them to relax now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, every map mattered for Deathwatch. This is the only one that matters for Reforged, and let's see what they got.
Yeah,
Let's see if they come to play on this one.
Yeah, lots of swaps. Fennec came in, Dead and Royal came in. A completely different DPS lineup than what was on King's Row. And, you know, there definitely was some signs of life if you're on Reforged. You know, you're not getting 100% stopped. You're showing some good signs. But I think the big thing is bringing it all together now, you know?
Yeah. Every map doing a little better for themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, they actually took points on both Loomis and King's Row, and so, you know, maybe this defense, that's going to be a disconnect. Royal Yogurt got the seed. So we're going to be in a pause here, but, you know, if they can just step it up, bring it all together, win this one map, then they'll be seeing themselves to playoffs. But right now, as it stands, Deathwatch has all the momentum. They have all the hype. They've been playing together. Yeah. We'll probably have to, you know, take a quick break here while we wait for Royal Yogurt to get back in the lobby. So we'll be right back here once we get him in here. Are you singing? Okay. Alright, we're back. Everything was handled. Same compositions as we saw before. Deathwatch versus Reforged. It's 3-0 Deathwatch. Deathwatch need to win this map to close it all out. And, you know, we've seen this comp quite a bit from Deathwatch, where they run the double shield, the Sombra with the Mercy bucket, and then a Moira. But from Reforged, it looks like we're going to see a very kind of dive hybrid with a lot of spam damage. Fennec is going to be on the Baptiste, and there's going to be Diana too. Lots of heals coming in. But Sticky, he's farming up his MP, already 30%, and Cart is moving in quite smoothly. Not much damage has been put out onto Deathwatch, aside from a little bit of the one Winston. As he jumps in, he gets rocked, and he just gets melted. He jumps in, and maybe at a wrong time, and just gets melted, and that's before going to be losing all their players. Maybe already the first point.
Yeah, unfortunately for Reforged, this is not what you want to send into this team right now. I mean, they have all their presence on cart. If you dive a monkey into that, that result will happen more often than not. Up until the point where they build that nano up, that's going to keep resulting in that.
And this is an interesting look. Can't say I like it too much. The Orisa Roadhog. Now, maybe looking for a pull hook, but how are you going to pull hook when it's double shield, is what I'm wondering. It could work, though. It's an interesting move to try and change things up. But Pluto already finds Dr. Freeze. And now, there's going to be Pluto and the DPS with the Mercy on the high ground. Pluto gets hooked and is forced to drop down a bit. But this payload has been moving for absolutely free. And there's a big catches 5. Everyone who was there at the fight was caught by it. Dr. Freeze just getting back. Kills coming out from both sides. No main tank. And Synergic is getting caught out, but he's going to fly away to his team safe and sound. And now they're going to be looking to try and clear this up if you're on Deathwatch. Dr. Freeze actually finds G-Money on the high ground. But gets taken down by Sticky. And I think unless Reforged are able to come back, and maybe Bob is actually gonna be, they're gonna have some tools to take this. Shatter finds really fun. Now several's coming from both sides. Bruno finds the Prophetic Flux and finds Seedog on the Roadhog. There's the Bob, so many ult from both sides. Solar's gonna be hiding in this corner, using that little bit of a boost of defense to stay alive, but that's going to be another relatively clean push from Deathwatch. They haven't really lost a fight yet. There's just been small resets. They're going to catch Dr. Freeze in the back.
Yeah, that's the first time they stopped the cart there, and it wasn't for too long. I mean, they had their opportunity to turn that around, but it just seems like they're a bit out of sync. This comp can work. They just have to play it so well to make this happen.
And now I'm feeling some deja vu from a previous patches. We're seeing Zarya Hog from Reforged. This is, I think they're just really desperately trying to find some solution, because their front line has been getting battered pretty much this entire series, and they're just looking for something to slow down the momentum. But there's the actually only finds one, but it gets the kill regardless. Doesn't find much, but it gets the one. Yeah, now the front line is once again pretty free. Nope, Zedong looking for the flank, but actually just gets picked out instead. There's the Bob. Set in the backline. Respawns are going to be tough for Reforged because of that Bob. And, Deathwatch has just been uncontested. They want this forward. They are pushing their payload in and also pushing themselves in.
4 minutes.
It's it's so rare on Route 66 to have even time in the bank sometimes, right? Yeah. But Deathwatch, they camp with more than what they started, which is so rare on Route 66.
As much of a DPS, as much pressure as Deathwatch's DPS are putting in, this is just a clear frontline difference. The Reforged tanks are struggling right now to figure out what they can do to make anything work against this, and they're just flopping around from comp to comp trying to make this happen. But
yeah,
I mean, when you send your Reaper out there on an island and he's getting hacked and beaten up, that just cuts you down at the heels almost every fight.
Yeah, and yeah,
not
for sure. And I think Reforged have played like every main tank. They played even Orisa. You know, they've messed with a lot of off tanks. They played the Hog, the Zarya. I don't know if they played any Sigma or Diva, but they've been trying so many different combinations. But this consistent frontline with Pluto and Yelk, they've just been unmovable. Yelk has been playing so well on the Rhine, and Pluto, whether he's on the Zarya or the Sigma, has been putting out consistent damage and consistent results. And just, I think everyone on Deathwatch has been playing really well. I can't really say that there's been a single weak link because they all have the same mindset. They know what they want to do. Every EMP from Sticky has found some kind of value this game. I don't think I can think of one EMP that didn't find anything.
Absolutely.
And now it's going to be, I think, another attempt at a dive with the Zarya and the Wrecking Ball. A bit of a role switch from the tanks here. Shoulder Shockwave on the off tank, and Zedong on the main tank here. You know, Zedong going deep, trying to get some damage. Pluto falls a little weak, but just gets healed up. And the long range Fire Strike finds Solar Shockwave. And oh, this is not a good start for the offense at all.
Running a ball into this that's a fool's errand. I mean, Sticky immediately shifted the way he's going to be playing against this. He's going to stand behind his team and hit this guy every time, and that's the only frontline pressure they have. I mean, they have Royal Yoga and Finishers in the backline. Looks like he's going to switch to a Sombra himself.
Yeah, try and find a hack, but no matter what, the hacks won't be as impactful from Royal Yogurt just because of the composition they're running. You know, if they hack one person, there's going to be another shield if they hack one of the tanks. But if you hack Zedong in the backline or something, they're just going to get melted, and Solar Shockwave just absolutely deleted. I think at this point, Reforged are almost just running out of steam, but Deathwatch has been going full throttle all series, not hesitating for a second. There's been no hesitation. They've been using their ult so well, been very coordinated, and you know, Reforged, still 2 minutes left. It's not like it's over, but you can definitely feel it like in the wind, in the air.
If they want to win this, they have to match. They have to mirror.
They have to turn it around now. They have to turn it around now. There's the minefield. Actually, actually really good minefield. Splits up the team and finds Sticky. You know, that's actually going to be a fight win, but just off the back of the minefield. You know, that's what we're talking about. Those kind of plays are what we need to start seeing more consistently from Reforged. And you know, if they keep that up, they're not out yet. However, the ults from Deathwatch are going to be brutal. EMP, Gravitic Flux, and just so much they can win here. So many win conditions, and who's going to block the Shatter besides maybe Solar with a clutch bubble? And Pluto, look at him, doing a great job at forcing Dr. Freeze to just move from his position, pressuring him with that shield. Well, he can't get away with anything for free. There's the bomb, rolling into the back line on the point. I actually don't even see where it is. There's the EMP, but it's in lanes. Yeah, the bomb finds two. The upgrab shatters, and it's actually, it's even right now. It's actually up one in here, Reforged. And there's the grab. So long no grab. They've had enough of his shenanigans. I think that's going to be Reforged take this round. That bomb from Dr. Freeze finding 2 kills set them up so well. You know, I like Deathwatch. They try to turn that around. They actually try to keep Pluto up, but that's not going to be enough. And that's going to be point A. For Reforged, unless they're able to punch. He actually does find a kill too, which is very surprising.
I like the effort there. I like the effort. A little bit of a breakdown on the front line. They probably should have come back a little bit and stabilized. But I mean, you can just tell they're hungry. They're just hungry to get aggressive and win these fights.
I appreciate the attempt to turn that fight that seemed to be lost, and they almost did. But you know, finding those 2 kills, despite having a res, it's very hard to turn that. But Pluto with his Gravitic Flux, he's had great Gravitic Fluxes all series, so if he can find something good with this, Royal Yoga on the flank though, he could maybe be looking for this hack. But actually he's not able to Gravitic Flux, they're going to be losing down the Solar Shockwave. And there's maybe five people though. That's a really good EMP. I don't think it's enough, but it is big, and you know, losing Synergix, it's going to be, You know, I thought
late
maybe
and
if they
$1
could
short.
reset. Yeah, I feel like if they could have reset faster, if Zedong didn't fall, there was the potential to win next fight. But Synergix is going to be able to get here. G-Money picking up his support, as all DPS should. Pluto just set up on the side ground. I mean, who's going to contest him, right? Himself, he's going to drop, actually. But now it's going to be pretty much a dry fight. You know, there's actually quite a few of them here on Reforged. And not actually, I think it's going to be a big old fight. Oh, Yo Grab gets pushed out. He pushes too far, I think. It's put in that nade on them too much. Bob's on both sides. 4-man EMP. Bob gets slapped. It was a good slam and a hack. Bob's going to find nothing before he gets out. He's going to be shooting Bob, but it's been so the counter from Deathwatch, despite losing that run at the beginning, was enough to turn that fight around.
That's what you like to see out of a team. I mean, if you're gonna, like, once again, if you're gonna drop your main tank out of the fight, like, you immediately need to decide what you want to do with that fight, what you can do to win that fight, and they did what they could.
Yeah, I mean, every fight they win. Even when they lose people, they've been doing good. Minefield doesn't actually find much. It's all on the ground, so Deathwatch can't exactly drop for free. But, you know, most of Deathwatch is just chilling on the high ground.
They're gonna get pressed
Tommy
back
backing up into the mine. Oh, Tommy, no!
Rookie mistake, and you hate to see it.
Yeah, that's actually tough. That could be a turnaround for Reforged, but G-Money is just destroying this map.
They can't make it past the shields. That's the problem.
Yeah,
I mean, you can lose one, and you still have however many thousand of shield in there.
Yeah, it's such a compositional difference, and I think it's a big reason why they've been winning this fight. Even if Yelk falls, they still have Pluto, who can just play as a sub-basic G-Money.
Solo grab.
That could be it.
Let's see if it pays off for him.
What it needs. 5 seconds left. No, they have to go for something, but Yelk is screwed up, and there's no one left, really. And that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. 4-0. Deathwatch. Secure their spot in playoffs. That's what they needed. They needed a 4-0 to secure playoffs. And what do? They 4-0. Play so strong. G-Money with the play of the game. They played so well. And this was so unfair. A rough season for Deathwatch. This is their first regular season win. They had to lose some wins due to teams dropping out, but this is their first win that matters, and it's the most important. Deathwatch securing their 4th seed in Group A, heading into playoffs with lots of momentum.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't think it was going to happen. A lot of people didn't want to see it. But here it is. That's Deathwatch bearing their fangs. You know, hopefully these other teams aren't slouching on them too much. Like that teamwork, that team is only going to be going harder. That team's only going to be getting better from here on out.
That's the Deathwatch we wanted to see from the very start.
Absolutely.
This is the start of maybe a run. And so I think it's time to announce our player of the match, right?
Yeah.
I think I'll let you go ahead with this one.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, he's been putting up a strong front line all night. You've all been seeing it. Some crazy angles, some incredible pins. I mean, hopefully everyone here remembers that incredible pin on the ball on Anubis. That's a hard play to make. I mean, anyone here who plays Reinhardt, obviously it's Yelk Reb here. But, I mean, it has been a strong front line all night long. A couple of hiccups, a little bit too hungry there at the end, but I mean, this man put it all on the line. So let's see if we can get him in here, right?
Great. Yeah, absolutely. Let me try and get him in here. All right.
Yeah. I mean,
go ahead.
Reforged had their opportunities. They floundered a little bit on their front line. Their DPS were doing what they could to make it happen, but that front line difference was just so obvious all night long.
Yeah.
And here we have him.
Yeah.
Yelk Reb.
Speaking of frontline difference, here's Yelk Reb, our player of the match here for a post-game interview. Yelk Reb.
How's it feel?
Congratulations.
It feels pretty darn good.
Yeah.
I've been inspired.
You guys needed that 4-0 to get into playoffs. You couldn't drop a single map, and you did it. You secured your playoff spot, 4th seed in Group A. And how are you feeling, Yogrub? Like, what? How do you?
Honestly, Dragon, I feel like I gotta go to GameStop and get a new controller because my left bumper is absolutely shattered. And other than that, like, dude, the comms on Deathwatch were incredible tonight. Like, our supports, Tomy and Synergix. Like, I was shouting for help because I do that if you couldn't tell, and they were answering the call like crazy. So, dude, we all feel great in that party.
Yeah, inspirational shatters happening there. I mean, almost every single one connected with what you were looking for.
Yo, you like that wrecking ball pin on Anubis? What?
Oh, we were talking about that.
Dude,
we were talking about that.
Dog. That's a hard play to
Read
make.
that man like a book.
Beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely.
You'll love to see it.
Main tank difference. So, now that you've secured your spot, like, how do you think you guys as a team, how do you feel for your team going into playoffs now that you've secured that spot?
You know, that's a question a lot of people are asking, Dragon. I'm glad you bring that up. I do a little thing called the Bettercast, and I might just have to fuck around and throw Deathwatch #1 on the Bettercast power rankings.
Oh my.
Might
bias.
have to do it. We'll see. Everyone's arguing over that spot on Twitter right now. We're nowhere even close to that conversation. And I think just to make a bunch of people salty with the power of the host, I think you're going to see Deathwatch atop the power rankings.
That would do it. Yeah, I mean, it was sheer dominance. There was definitely some points where Reforged looked like they had a chance, but you guys did such a good job. What do you think your key to success there was? Like, what was the game plan going in?
The game plan, as always, is to usually have Sticky carry us on Sombra right now. But what was working the best was tracking their EMP when they had a Sombra. And then I would say that I'm flank shattering. 2 members of my team would say no, 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 and 3 would say yeah, do it, and I would do it, and it kind of paid off.
It did. Bold strategy, and it paid off.
Absolutely.
It was an interesting
We've been
shatter.
a different team this week, though, dude. Like, I don't know what kind of turned us around. Maybe, like, we had a bunch of scrims, and they were kind of going poorly, but they improved as the week went on. But feels like a different team this week.
Oh,
Raw
yeah.
effort.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys put in the effort. You know, this is the Deathwatch I think everyone expected to see at the start of the season, and you know, if you guys turn it on when it matters most, I don't think anyone will be complaining. Ponzi, you have any questions for
Absolutely.
Yelgrib?
I gotta know. What were you up to when you went for that crazy shatter on King's Row?
Oh, King's Row second,
100% you should have died. You shattered everybody.
I'm screaming,
And they-
bait him into bookstore, right? And then, so I can get that first, like, I was set up for a flank shatter, in that little alleyway, like, far left side, right? And that's why I was telling him to bait him in bookstore. And then I see the fight happening. I think we get a pick, so our team's got to move forward. And they're, like, the other team, Reforged, is definitely not going to come in and, like, have this flank shatter that I set up. Like, they're not actually going to come into that space. And when I realized that, I was like, fuck it, I'm not going main. So I just keep wrapping around left side, and the entire time I'm just like, I'm flank shattering. You guys, you gotta follow up on this. I'm flank shattering. And then I dropped it. I was worried the Ana was gonna sleep me before I pinned the Mei. Luckily, I put that Mei up against the wall quick. And that's kind of all she wrote on King's Row, because we only had to get second point.
Yeah, I'm completely interested. I want to watch that back and see how you even survived after that, because your team, like, no matter how much you called for that, like, follow up, they were still pretty far back. I don't remember what isolated them away from you. I don't remember if there was an ult that came through or not.
I think they got Maywalled in that little part of Streets phase. I think that kept them back.
But it just looked like the enemy team gave up on trying to kill you. I saw you turtle out in the corner, and they just would not aggress you. But I mean, I'm so happy to see y'all coming alive. I mean, that y'all are only gonna come out stronger every single time. So I mean, everyone who's been sleeping on you guys, I mean, that's the bare minimum of what you should expect to see coming.
Yeah, time for everyone to wake up, because Deathwatch just did, but you guys out here did pretty great on casting, so that's good to hear. I hope you guys had fun watching it.
Absolutely, it was a blast.
It was, definitely good job on your clean 4-0 clinching playoffs, Yogrib. You're probably going to be celebrating with your whole team. Very well done.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. I gotta get back to those guys and pop the champagne because they're doing it without me right now. They're jumping up and down.
Yeah, go get him, yo.
Yeah.
Go join
Absolutely.
him. Good
Go
job.
and
Alrighty.
enjoy the night.
Thanks for the interview, guys. Good job on the cast.
Thank
Good
you.
Deathwatch. Good Deathwatch.
All right.
I like to plug there.
All right.
again.
Better Academy. It was a pleasure having you guys. Once again, Deathwatch 4-0, clinching their spot into playoffs. 4th seed for Group A, and I believe that was one of the final matches. That was the final match for Group A. And T3 regular season is going to be coming to a close. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. I'm Dragon, and my partner in crime, right here, Ponzi Scheme, best cast duo, question mark?
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, and it was just great having you all here. Thanks for watching.
And have a great night.
It's rated X. That means you're extra, extra.